My name is Rita from Diplomat Language, and today we're going to have a French lesson on how to ask and how to answer the question, where do you work? And so the question goes as follows. Où travaillez-vous? Which means, where do you work? The word où means where, and the word travailler means work. And so for the first part of this lesson, we're only going to go through the conjugation of the verb travailler. The verb travailler is a verb that ends with er. And so this is the endings of the conjugation. I'm going to say them in English first, and then in French slowly, so you have time to repeat them. I work, je travaille. You work, tu travailles. This you is for singular or for informal. He works, il travaille. She works, elle travaille. And now we're going to go into the plurals. We work, nous travaillons. You work for many people, vous travaillez. Vous is also used when you speak to one person in a formal manner. They, for men, work, ils travaillent. And they, for women, work, elles travaillent. And so if you notice, the only two pronunciations that change are for nous and vous. Everything is pronounced travaille, except for nous and vous, which is nous travaillons, and vous travaillez. We do not pronounce the S at the end of tu travailles, and we do not pronounce ENT at the end of il and elle travaillent. So that's it for the verb travailler. And when we come back in a minute, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to ask and answer the question, où travaillez-vous? Okay, so now we're at the second part of our lesson. We're going to talk about how to answer the question, where do you work? Où travaillez-vous? So we have two people who are talking here. Paul asks, où travaillez-vous? And Lucie answers, je travaille chez Diplomate. And so we have four different ways of answering the question, où travaillez-vous? Where do you work? The first way is, je travaille à Paris. The preposition à is coming before a city. So for example, I work in Paris. Je travaille à Paris. You can also say, je travaille à Toronto. Another way of answering the question is stating actually in which company do you work. There are two ways of saying the company that you work at. You can say, je travaille chez Diplomate, which means literally, I work in the house of Diplomate. Or you can say, I work for Diplomate, in which case you would use the preposition pour. Je travaille pour Diplomate. Finally, you want to state who do you work with. Again, answering where do you work, you can answer je travaille avec Monsieur Bélanger. I work with Monsieur Bélanger. And so let's try to see if you've understood. How would you say, I work for Google? Which preposition are we going to use? We're going to use pour, because I said I work for Google, in which case it would sound like this. Je travaille pour Google. And so that's it for the second part. And in the third part, we are going to talk about how to answer in which department do you work for. Thank you. Okay, now we are at the last part of our lesson. This time we're going to ask and answer the question, in which department do you work? The word for department is very similar to English. It is pronounced département. And so the question goes as follows. Dans quel département travaillez-vous? Dans quel means in which. And so we're asking, in which department do you work? Dans quel département travaillez-vous? The answer, je travaille, I work. Je travaille au département. This is our preposition, au département. And now we have different names of departments. Some names are similar to English and some are very different. Two which are similar are administration. Administration is a department, administration. And so it goes as follows. Je travaille au département administration. We also have the department of finance, which is finance. Je travaille au département finance. Two very different ones are accounting, which is pronounced comptabilité, comptabilité, and real estate, which is immobilier, immobilier. And so the question, dans quel département travaillez-vous? Is answered, je travaille au département immobilier, if you work for real estate. So that concludes the lesson on where do you work, asking and answering. Thank you and good luck for your French.